How's it going, guys? It's been several days since Eddie Van Halen passed away, and he was a huge influence on me as a human being, not just as a musician. He had such a good vibe. I was just talking to a friend of mine the other day who I grew up with, and we loved Van Halen. And he was saying, Van Halen's actually the only rock star that he can think of. He was always smiling, and he was just exuding so much love and joy every time he'd play, as opposed to most rock stars who were always just looking badass. So yeah, today I want to pay tribute to him and actually share something different from a business perspective and how Van Halen has inspired me or has influenced the way I work. So I want to share the No Brown M&M story. What is a No Brown M&M story? Back when Van Halen was big and extra big, I mean at their peak during the 80s, they used to tour around with 18-wheeler trucks full of gear. So that's how big the production was. So they would rock up to concert venues in different states with all this gear. And the promoter would receive a requirement that they had to fulfill so that they could host the band and make sure the show would run smoothly. One of the stipulations in that contract was that there would be no brown M&Ms in the dressing room jar full of M&Ms. So they required that there was M&Ms backstage, but absolutely no brown M&Ms. So that meant that someone had to manually pick up and clean up the jar and remove all the brown M&Ms. So sounds like a super diva rock star move, but it actually served a key purpose. It was the canary in the coal mine for Van Halen. If they went backstage and they saw that there were brown M&Ms, that meant that the promoter didn't read the contract properly. And Van Halen actually stipulated there that if they saw brown M&Ms, that they could cancel the show and get full compensation just for that. So it was very intense. I actually don't know if they really did that, if they canceled any shows. So the lesson here is, what is your brown M&M? Well, my brown M&M at work, I have several. As a operator, as a business leader, as an entrepreneur, you don't have the time to always drill down on the details. That's why you build a team around you. And your team's role is to make sure that we cross our T's and dot all our I's, right? And manage all the details. But you still have to check, you still have to inspect. So that's what I do instead, is I apply the brown M&M, the no brown M&M concept. So when I rock up to a property and I'm looking and checking for housekeeping, I will look at certain details. Like, for instance, I like to look at two things that will tell me if the property's level of quality is up to the standards we've set. I look at one, the exhaust fan. And so if I see that the exhaust fan's not being cleaned, because the exhaust fan is usually neglected because it's high up, it's hard to reach, it's painful to clean that. If you've ever tried cleaning anything on the ceiling, your shoulder's going to start burning. And it's out of sight. You don't look up this. It's just something people don't mind. Anyway, so that's one. And actually, it's something you'll notice also in other establishments. A lot of establishments don't clean their exhaust fans. So it shows you their attention to detail. The other thing I like to check too is the piping of the refrigerator. So when you open the ref, you'll see there's a piping around it to keep the cool in. I like flipping that. And if I see there's grime and dirt inside and like spillage from the beverages inside, the restaurant inside, if I see there's dirt, that means that they're not fulfilling the general cleaning standards properly. So I'll double down and check for that. Anyway, I hope this was useful. What's the point of this video? The point is, Eddie was a huge influence, and I hope you guys find a way to apply this learning as well. What is your no brown M&M standard or for work? Cheers. Thank you, Eddie. You're the man. You'll always be an inspiration.